Hey guys, what's up? I am bringing you a quick show and tell. Finish objects first, then I'll get into a little bit of spinning. So, okay, show and tell, some spinning, and then works in progress. So, I finished several items. Two of the items I don't have to show you. One of them I don't even have a picture of, but when we were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, since it was my son's birthday weekend, I made him some fingers gloves. Those are crochet. I'll be knitting him a pair of two, but that's not gonna happen right this minute. So then I made a hat. This is using the Ross hat, and I think I did too many decreases. I probably should have stopped my decreases before I had 8 stitches because of the way I knit anyway. And that way it would have been this pointy at the top, but it doesn't really matter because that point smooths out when you put the hat on. So this is Caron Simply Soft in Army camouflage colorway, and it feels really good. The yarn was nice to work with. It wasn't splitty at all. And I have a partial skein of this left from the gloves, a cowl I made for my son to match his gloves, and then this hat that I knit. And the needles I used when I knit this, I started off using size 8 DPNs. I like knitting in the round for small projects with DPNs. So I use size 8 DPNs. They were knit picks. What are those, the plastic ones? No, I think they're the plastic ones that I got from a estate sale. From a local knitter who had passed away a couple years ago. My hair is a little damp, and I got it up. I can pull it up, most of it up into a little poof now, my dreads. And I'm really enjoying not getting up every morning and taking my hair out, and brushing it, and combing it, and slapping it in my braids. Now I can get up, I can moisturize it, I can wet it, stretch it out some, and then I'm done. I'm good to go. So this is the first hat that I finished. Then I did another hat with some leftover yarn that I had from, well, it's not left, it wasn't leftover, it was a skein of Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in gray. I think I had bought it to do some cowboy stuff, but I had already made it, and this is what was up. It wasn't a full skein, it was like a partial skein, and I have like this much of it left. I rolled the rest of it up in a ball. But I did a hat. I wanted to try doing 120 rows on the Centro knitting machine, and it's more of a child size hat versus an adult size hat. Like when I do 140 rows, then it's more of an adult size hat. But an adult could wear this like a beanie. If I didn't have my hair in a poof, I would put it on to show you. But an adult could wear this, and it would come right at the ears, pretty much. So the next finished objects I have is I had some cotton that I had used when I made some pigs for my brother and my little sister. So I had a bunch of cotton left over because those amigurumis aren't that big, and so it was easy. I had a lot left over. I was looking to see if the pig was up here, but I don't see it. The last pig I made. So I made some pot holders. I love these things. Some people say, why don't you just do it out of wool, because wool doesn't burn, blah blah blah. But It's cotton. It's kitchen cotton. And it's easy to wash. I don't have to worry about oil stains, and I don't have to worry about it felting or shrinking. I mean, I could make some and felt them down, but I had cotton, and the kids take pretty good care of this. So, and so then I found when I was going through my yarn, moving stuff around, pulling out yarns I wanted to make hats with, I found a bag of purple crochet cotton, and I had hid it away because every time I saw it, it made me think of my mom. I still get a little weepy, but I think I'm in a better place now. If I do start crying, then hey, it's life. You know, you try not to think about it, but when you do think about it, you know, those emotions come to the forefront. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and make the kitchen items that I was going to make with it. The reason I bought it to start with, because she wanted some more dishcloths and pot holders and stuff, and her color, which is purple. And so it was one of those mill-in bags, and this cotton is soft. It feels just like this Burnett, not Burnett, what was this? I can't remember. This was the nicer, softer cotton. Premier's cotton. And so it feels just like the Premier cotton and kitchen cotton. And so I was like, this is probably their mill-ins. So I did two of the small grandmother's dishcloth, grandma's dishcloth, however you want to say it. Then I did one that was bigger because I was determined to use up all of that yarn. And as you can see, I try to put like a little ring at the end of the bigger ones and the pot holders. You can just hang it on a hook or something. And then I made a purple pot holder, and I forgot to put a hook on it, but I ran out of yarn, so well. Did I put one up there? It looks like I tried to do a little loop down here at the end, but I still didn't have enough yarn. I ran out of yarn, which was my goal, was to run out of yarn. So I made a big pot holder, and then I made some drying towels because I like to sit my glasses upside down on a towel to dry, to air dry. After the house fire, we didn't put a dishwasher back in the house. It's not like we were using the one that was there to start with, and so that spot is empty, and we kind of use it for like just store stuff up under there. So I did 2 of the drying. Or did I do 3? Let me see. Because I wanted, like I said, I wanted to use all 3 of those balls of that yarn. So I did 3 of the drying just to lay on the counter and put my glasses on top of the dry. And so that was all of that purple. That's 3 balls of that purple and crochet and knit items. So then so that's all of my finished projects. Now let me do my whip first, because I'm only working on 1 whip right now. I have like 4 whips, 3 of which are blankets. No, 5 whips. 3 blankets, the big blanket, 2 baby blankets, and a pair of socks and a pair of fingerless gloves. So I have 5 whips, and these whips are older whips. But I have 1 active whip right now, and I'm making a flat sweater, and I'm making a extra large because I don't like tight clothes. And plus I want to have plenty of room for my boobs. So this is the next to the largest size. And if I don't like how it fits, then I'll just give it to my husband because it's pretty unisex. So, but I wanted to have a crochet element in there. So I have a crochet, like a double crochet, 2 rows of double crochet right here. You know, half double crochet and double crochet. Because I crochet a lot. So I wanted a crochet element in there. So I did the crochet rows first, and then I picked up the stitches and I did a 2x2 rib for the neckline, because I don't like tight stuff around my neck either. And so I'm here right now, and what I'm doing to make sure that it's going to be big enough and long like I prefer sweaters that go a little past or right about my hip area. So I have this sweater that my friend Ashley gave me. She's mixed plate over on Ravelry, and she'll be in my link. I keep a link to her stuff down below in case she ever decides she's going to do something. So, but I have a sweater that she gave me, and I love that sweater. It is gorgeous cable work sweater. And so, but it's just how I like it. It has the bagginess, the looseness, but it's still an attractive sweater. And it goes down to about my hips where I like it at. And it's not tight. It doesn't make me self-conscious. You know, I'm not one of those people who like showing my body off. Even when I was skinny and younger, I was not the type of person to go around showing my body off. My grandma said cover it up, so I kept it covered up. But I don't feel comfortable having ass and teeth hanging out everywhere. So yeah, I love this sweater. I made one for my grandson, Dre, and so I'm making this one for me. But like I said, if I don't like the fit over the chest area, then I'll just give this one to my husband, and I'll try again. So yeah, I'm real proud of myself. Sharon, are you proud of me? I'm making an adult sweater. Even though it's the same pattern I use for the baby sweater, it's so easy that you can't blame me for wanting to be comfortable making another sweater. I think the next sweater that I make, I'll use a different pattern. So I'll talk to like Barb and Simona and Sharon, Lisa, my knit night group. On Wednesdays, I'll talk to them and get some ideas about a sweater that's easy but has some different design elements in there that will be a little more challenging, but not challenging enough for me to have to frog it or just let it sit in the bag for 2 or 3 years before I decide I want to try it again. So yeah, so that's my work in progress. And I have this much of this yarn left. And the thing about this sweater is, you see all these grays? Like, this piece right here, this part right here, is the Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, which is acrylic, 100% acrylic. This part, this gray here, is a partial skein of Caron powder that I had, which is also acrylic. This part down here is Encore, Plymouth Encore, which is 75% acrylic and 25% wool. And the sleeves are going to be, I have one skein of this, which is also Plymouth Encore, which is, like I said, it's the 75%, 25%. Blend, but I only have one of these. I don't know if my local yarn shop still has this yarn, and this yarn is this part here is 2 skeins of this Plymouth Encore, and it's charcoal gray. I love this gray. So I think I'm gonna contact Baba Sheep and see if Roz has any in this colorway, or if she can get me. I just need 1 ball of this to do the sleeves. I wanted to do the sleeves in this shade of gray. I have some Cascade 2020 that's a striped gray that I got from the Knit Corner, and this is Old Stash. I could probably use this. Yeah. See, this is shades of gray, and it was striped. So I think I'll use this Pacifica. It's a Cascade Pacifica, and it is 40% superwash merino and 60% acrylic. So yeah, I think I'll use that for the sleeves. And so it'll be different shades of gray, keeping in with my gray scheme, and it'll strengthen. That way I won't be buying more yarn. Right now I'm waiting for an order from Mary Matson. Well, the rest of an order from Mary Matson that I ordered way back in freaking a long time ago. But because of the epidemic, they were out of some things, or they had some things on back order. I'm not sure, but I got a partial order, and I have like 4 skeins of their Titan in shades of gray that I'm expecting, and that's for the sweater I want to make for my husband. I want to make him one, but like I said, if I don't like the way this will fit, he gets this one, and then I'll make the next size up, or I'll figure out a way. Somebody will help me figure out a way to do bust increases in this area so that the front fits me looser the way I want it. So yeah, so that's the plan for that. But I'm just, like I said, I put it off for so long doing a knit sweater, a real sweater, so to speak. I've crocheted tops. You've seen the tops I've crocheted using the bush stitch, and I've crocheted and knit small things for babies, but I've never done a large project like this for me. So yeah. All right. So now on to knitting. What have I been spinning? What have I been spinning? All right. So this is my new spinning gauge, and I love it because it has grooves, and you can fit your yarn, your single, in those grooves to get a better idea if you're following in the right range. And I would never use this groove. I'll be lucky if I use the Aran in the worsted groove. My yarn usually ends up being fingering sport weight yarn, and even to get it thick enough to be sport weight yarn, I have to use a fiber that's gonna bloom, and just without adding any tension to it, it'll fall in that sport weight yarn gap. But if you apply tension, then it's gonna end up back in the fingering gap. A lot of my fingering yarn, once you start applying tension to it, it ends up in the waist weight gauge. That's just how I spin. There's no changing that. And I tell people all the time when they want me to spin them like those thick worsted weight, Aran weight, bulky, it ain't happening. I'll tell them real quick, I don't spin like that, and I'm not going to be spinning. You're going to have to buy a lot of fiber for me to spin 8 or 9 bobbins of singles just to get the thickness that you want. And that would be so boring. It ain't happening. So, and my friends understand my gauge of spinning, and they're quite happy with it, the ones who get my yarn. So that's my new one. This is my old one, which was made by VIP Fibers, which was this one right here, which I love this one too. But I really like the Cottontail Farms one because it has, like I said, it has the grooves, and you just can slot it right on in. So one of the things I've been spinning is some fiber that I had processed at the Echo View Fiber Mill in the mountains of North Carolina. It's very beautiful up there. And that's where, as you may recall, like 4 or 5 years ago now, I think, I had all of my fibers except for maybe one of my fleeces, except for maybe 1 or 2 small fleeces, or fleeces that I wanted to, small batches that I wanted to spin by hand. And by spin by hand, I mean spin by the lock. Excuse me. So lock spinning. I'm trying to figure out where my bag is. Here it is. So this is one of those fibers. It's been sitting out, so we got some of the wool in it from this other project I'm spinning. And this is you can see it's kind of hairy. So this is an alpaca North County Cheviot blend. And I love the way it's spinning. So this is from Classy Squid Fiber Company. This is their spindle that I got at the last New York Sheep and Wool Festival, that event that they have. I can't think of the name of it. It was over at the hotel, and they were demoing their drop spindle, which is you can take it apart. It's not the word I'm looking for, but you can take it apart. It has a threaded top that you screw the top of the drop spindle, the wall, onto that threaded part, and then you have a hook. And I think I want to buy another of these, so I have another wall. I'll probably just buy another kit from them. This, I'll just show you. This is how stable this spindle is. I love it. I love it. That's why I said I'll probably get another one. And it spins for a very, very, very long time. It's very balanced. It's like amazingly balanced, and the speed on this thing is crazy. Like, it's still going strong even after all this time. It's still going strong. So love the spindle. But I was trying out the spindle some more. And it has 3 grooves to slot your yarn into for stability. And it's a die cast metal. It's not that heavy a spindle. You can see it's not that heavy. It's not that heavy a spindle. I forgot the weight on it, but I can spin quite fine on this if I want to. So there you go. Sewing thread, fine. But yeah. And this fiber, because it's a wool alpaca blend, is quite strong. Very strong, this fiber. Now I got a knot in. I got it because it dropped down to the other fiber. But you can just pull that off. So, I wish it would focus, but I don't have anything I can hold up to it. It's just got that halo from the alpaca. It just has that little halo on all the threads and the yarn, and it makes it look thicker than it is, which is pretty cool. Just love it. I love this fiber. I have got 1, 2, 3 bags, because I think I had like 2 or 3 alpaca. So there's like 2 or 3 bags of this. I'm not sure what process they use, but pretty much I got back the vast majority of the weight of my fiber. There wasn't a lot of waste, and the fiber is very, very nicely prepared. And I prefer slivers, so that's how it came back. I didn't want it pin drafted. So it came off. This is how it comes off the drum carder. So you can see how the fibers aren't perfectly aligned. It's just like if you carded it at home and they're not perfectly aligned. So when you spin it, you do get that crossing of the fibers, and it makes for a stronger yarn. And it drafts very nicely. This is a little felty because it's been sitting out, being moved around and stuff. But it's still easily spun, as I showed. So that's one of my spinning projects. Now the other spinning project I'm spinning, I took pictures, and I'll show you guys on Instagram. I have a new phone, so it's easier to show you guys stuff now from Instagram. But I did use my spinning machine, the Nano. I did use it while I was in Gatlinburg because it was more portable than taking my big spinning wheel. Now, the only problem I had was after I had used it for about 35-40 minutes, the motor started slowing down. So I don't know if that little motor on it is heating up and you have to let it rest, or if the little motor is reached its limit. I'm a fast spinner, so I had it cranked up. So if when I use it again, if that motor does die, then I will be contacting the company to find out, hey, do you got a better motor for this thing? Because I enjoyed the portability of it. Just like a little box. I just had a little box. Took it with me, took some fiber with me, and set it up, plugged it in, and boom, started spinning. So yeah. So that was sitting out on the porch of the cabin that we were in. Just sitting there spinning, having fun. While the baby ran around. So the other thing I've been doing is I've been washing fleece. And my fin sheet fleece that I got from North Star Alpacas is dry. And so I started spinning it. So that is, come on, camera, focus. No, it don't want to focus. But that, I'll just show you. It's from North Star Alpacas. The name of the sheet was Henry Matisse, and the micron count was 23, and it's fin sheet. So I've already separated the fleece into 4 bags. I've separated out into 4 bags, so I can spin a bag at a time. If you break it down into small batches, you don't feel as overwhelmed to spin it. So this is a clump of the fiber. It's not felted. It easily pulls apart. It's because the micron count in this thing is so nice. This fleece, oh my god. But I'm spinning it as is. This fleece was very clean, so I don't know if somebody skirted the hell out of it, because I bought 2 pounds of it. I don't know if they skirted the hell out of it, or if it was a coated fleece. It didn't say. But this is all I'm doing. I'm finding the end pieces of a lock, and I'm just pulling it free like that. Now, if the ends are kind of matty, and you can look, if it's like real bumpy looking, chances are it might be a second cut stuck in that end somewhere. But this is the crimp on this fleece, and so that's the this is the end that wasn't attached to the body, so it's not sun tipped. So I'm more inclined to believe that this sheep's fleece was coated. Regardless, it's a gorgeous fleece. There's still a little bit of lanolin in here, but not much. But it just feels really good on your hands. But this is what I've spun so far. Just pulling out pieces and spinning it, and it's spinning up very nice, very consistent. And just very enjoyable spin so far. And I'm spinning on drop spindles because, like I said, I'm lock spinning it, and it fits in the 45 slot on my gauge. So 45 wraps per inch slot. So chances are, once I apply it, it's going to be in the 20 wraps per inch. It should fall within the 20 wraps per inch slot. So yeah. But I'm really enjoying this. Now, what I'm doing, if I get one apart that has the ends that are like thick, that you can't feel like you can't pull it apart, and it got like a ball on the end of it, I'm just taking my my hand cards and just flicking that end open. And if it's a second cut, it just flicks that. It just pulls that second cut out of there. But I have 4 bags of this fiber. and it's just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I just can't get over this particular fleece. It's amazing. This fleece is amazing. So let's say I wanted to pull another one out, I just find it in right here, and then I just gently tug it free, and then I just freed another lock to spin. And you won't believe how much spinning one of these locks will give you. It's amazing. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave these two out since I've already pulled them free. But I'm just working on it one bag at a time. And I washed it pretty good. It doesn't even really have a sheepy smell anymore. So what I do is I got some buckets from Home Depot, not Home Depot, Lowe's. We're not going to Home Depot anymore because of who they support. So we've been going to Lowe's. We switched our allegiances to Lowe's. It makes a difference. And I put it in the bucket with some wool soap and some original Dawn that you could get from the dollar store. If you can't find it in your local store, you can get it from the dollar store. Dollar Tree is the dollar store that we go to mostly around here for stuff that I go to. So some original Dawn and some wool wash, and I put it in the bucket and I just let it soak. It was like I said, it was the 2 pounds that I had gotten, and as you can see how clean it is. And so I didn't have to do any skirting or anything like that. So the 2 pounds I washed is the 2 pounds I have. And I broke it up into 4 of these bags for spinning. And just let it soak for like 2 or 3 days. Just let it soak. On the 3rd day, I changed the water, poured it out, let it drain really well because I didn't want to shock my fiber. I didn't want it to fill. And so I squeezed it out, made sure it was good and dry. Not dry, but, you know, didn't have a lot of the cold water left in it. And then I put hot water back in my bucket. And then I slowly submerged my fleece back into the bucket. And then I let it sit in the hot water until the water got cool. And then I poured that water off. And it was not hardly cloudy at all. It just had a little bit of cloudiness to it. So when you're doing this, you don't want to manipulate your fleece a lot. So you're being careful how you pull it out, how you place it down, how you pick it up. And when you squeeze it, you're not doing a ringing motion. You're just pressing to get the water out. And so then I placed it in another hot water bath. And when I rinsed it, and I poured the water off that time, it was pretty much clear. And so that was good enough for me because the yarn, when you finish it, you're going to wash it again anyway. But it was pretty much clear. Yes, there's like a little bit of a lanolin on it, but it's just like as if you have just put on a small amount of lotion. But it feels a lot better than lotion on your skin. So I put it outside in the sun to dry. Now, mind you, prior to me washing my fleeces, we had 100 degree with the heat index, 102, 103 days, like days every week. There were some days going up in hundreds. The day that I wanted to start drying my fleece, we started getting rain every afternoon. So I could only have it out there from in the morning when I got up. I would put it outside on the bricks for my steps coming up into the house. There's these brick slabs. I would put it out there in the netting mesh that this came with, and then I would go out on my first, because I'm working from home, so I would go out on my first break and I would rotate it, flip it over, and I would check to see if the water was settling in any areas, and if it was, I would just press it, and I put it out there in the mesh bag that it came in because that fiber is fine, so it can keep bugs from getting in there. I didn't want any bugs landing on my fleece and laying their progeny on my fleece while it was drying. So I would feel to see if there was any areas where the water settled, and I would press that water out, and then I would just move it to the brick below it, so for it to start drying again. And so I also did this process with the fleece I'm about to show you. That if you're on Instagram, my friend Katie is there, and she is a girl who walks with goats, I think. But I bought a fleece from her last year, and this fleece is going to require more work because I didn't pick out the grass and stuff out of it before I washed it, which I should have. But it still retained its lock structure, so you can still pull the locks out. This I'm going to have to card in drum carder. As you can see, this fleece wasn't coated because you can see the tips. The tips are white. And I don't have the paper that told me what breed this was. Handy, do I? Let's see. It was on a card. And I don't know what I did with it. But I know I didn't throw it away. It's over here somewhere. It's always like that, you know, like when you're looking for something, it's not there where you know you left it at. And then when you need it, you can't find it. And that sucks. What is this? And I gotta go put my medicine together. Let me get needles. That's a color chart. And I didn't throw it away. I know it's over here somewhere. Because this is it should have been with this. This is the label that came with the fin sheet fleece from North Star Alpacas. I don't want to focus today. And this is annoying. I'll get Katie's info and I'll post it in the description block. And if I see my card that has information for this fleece on it, I'll post it there too. So, this is a bigger piece. And all these little bits and pieces and stuff, a lot of it, I'm just going to have to go through this fleece and pull it out. And then once it's clean enough, I'll start carding it and spinning it. But the crimp is very nice on this one. And I love, and you guys know I love browns, light browns and stuff. But this is almost dry. Well, it is dry. Yeah, this one is dry as well. And I wish I lived in a place where I could lay it outside on the sun, in the sand, and I didn't have to worry about moths deciding to come and have a little feast. But yeah, can't wait to spend it. So that is my spinning. I also bought 2 fleeces from her this year, and I'll be probably in the winter months, I'll be going through those and removing grass and stuff before I wash it, just to make it a little bit easier on myself. But yeah, that's what's going on in my fibery life right now. I gotta go put my pills up and get some breakfast and stuff. And so yeah, so when you buy, if you go to the Classic Squid Fiber Co., the spindle kit comes with 3 cops, the 3 shafts. Comes with 3 shafts, 1 hook head, and you in 1 whirl. So I'm telling you guys, it's very well thought out, very well balanced. This has not come loose. And since I screwed it on, it doesn't wobble. It's very, very well designed piece of equipment, and I love it. And very, very nice. So what I've been doing is I've been carrying it around with this fiber, and this is kind of like I test spin my fleeces and fiber before I spin it on my wheel, just to get a handle for it, to see how it's going to draft, to see how it's going to spin, to see if I need to change my wheel settings, which I rarely do. I spin on the fastest setting on my B. That's what I'm used to. That's what I'm comfortable with, and that's how I zone out and go into my happy place. And so yeah, so I'm going to show you guys something. I got a gift from my friend Paula. She gave me some socks, and she gave me a skein of her hand-dyed yarn. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. The socks. Picture of them. Okay. I don't know why I don't. So, maybe I haven't. Anyway. There we go. Those are the socks that Paula made me. And that's the yarn that she gave me. And it was like a belated birthday gift from her. So this is the yarn. And it's showing up more as blues, but it's actually like royal blues, some purple, some violet, some lilac in their beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fiber yarn. And so I have to figure out what I'm going to make with this. But it's sitting over here right now for inspiration. Maybe it'll come to me. I'll be looking at patterns on Ravelry when I go there, which isn't often now. And I only go there now just to check the freebie site. I'll go there, check the freebies, and that's pretty much it. See what freebies are over there. If I like the patterns, I add them to my library, and then that's pretty much it. That's all she wrote. It's bugging me that card ain't where I put it. So I'm wondering if my little mini-me had got hold of it and I took it for her and put it somewhere else. Took it from her and put it somewhere else. And yes, I can call my grandbaby mini-me because she is a mini-me. My little miniature me. So I'm wondering if I took it from her. And did I just stick it in here or something? She was just grabbing stuff on my desk. And I had this box sitting here. So I just grabbed everything and shoved it in this box. To get it away from me. Stuff that I've probably been looking for too. Like, yeah. Like I was looking for my needle gauge to measure my needles. I just stuck everything in this box. To get it away from little Miss Grabby Pants. Grabbing everything. But, if you follow me, you guys know that my grandson Dre is here. And he's been born. And he is a joy. A little man. He eats a lot. He's always eating. Apparently, he's getting fat. Gonna be a healthy little boy. Hopefully, he'll be taller than his mom. So he'll be taller than 4'10". Still don't understand, but it should have been like, should have been like right there. Right there. If I didn't want it, it'd be like in my face. Oh well. So, here's another. So last night, some of you guys know I doodle, draw, whatever you want to call it. So last night I was putting stuff in my my sketchbook that I use to save stuff in. And this is going to drive me crazy for the rest of the day. Boom, got it. Okay, got it. Now I don't have to go crazy. So, it's from Lydia Elam Morit, 5/8 Shetland, 1/4 Mutt, and 1/8 Promo. And it was roughly skirted. So, that's who I got the fleece from, the brown Morit fleece. And yeah, so I'm very happy with my purchases. I'm very happy with my fleece. I don't process fleece anymore, not like when I first started spinning and stuff. I sent everything off to the mill, but these were small fleeces, small batches that I can work on and not feel overwhelmed and not feel rushed or anything like that. So I found some more knit needles and stuff I need to put over there in the drawer before they get up. These, she get hold of these and they're broken. That's a heavy-handed little girl. So yeah, I can put my stuff where it's supposed to be. But so yeah, that's it, guys. This is longer than I thought it was gonna be. So hopefully you enjoy it. Should be soon. I'll probably start posting drawing videos again. I'm gonna post a link to my daughter's YouTube site down below, so you guys go over and visit her site. Follow her. She's gonna be posting more of her artwork and her art process, and I'm gonna be learning from my daughter. Yeah. Also, another site that I follow is Cartoon Block, and I'll be doing some practice sessions using his videos and stuff. And I wanna you guys know I like drawing, but I haven't really been drawing. I've been doing so much knitting and crocheting that I haven't been drawing. So I want to get back into that because that brings me joy too. I have too much stuff that I'm good at, or could be better at drawing if I practice. But it's an outlet. It's a creative outlet, and it's something that I enjoy doing. So I got to get back to that as well, and that'll give I'll use different muscles when I'm drawing, and that'll give my hands and stuff a chance to rest. Knitting, crochet, I can crochet, never ever feel any pain or anything. But since I've been knitting that sweater, I'm actually starting to have some wrist soreness, and I don't move my hands that much. So I think it's the fact holding both the needles, even though I'm not moving my hand that much, it's the way I'm holding them. Because when I'm using my hook, it's just pretty much you're just holding your fiber, letting it rest, and you're just going to town. So I'm gonna have to look at the way I knit and see if there's a motion or a way I can hold things where it won't make my wrist hurt. My wrist isn't like pain or anything like that. It's just a twinge here and there, which could eventually become a problem. Catch it while it's early and fix your dynamics and ergonomics and while it's in the process. Or, hey, I'm 50 years old now. I could be just getting old. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I almost kept you up here for a freaking hour. Cody put out a new video. Nurse Cody Knits or Cody Rear. And so you guys, if you're following him, go over there and check out his new video. He has some nice stuff to show. Very pretty, very, very pretty shawl he's working on. More power to him. I like fast, simple, and easy. You guys know that. And so I'm out of here if I can remember. Oh, my mouse is up under the pile of stuff I made. I'm looking for my mouse. So yeah. So y'all take care.